Hi and welcome back. Well, this has now had the opportunity to properly cure, so I've left it for around about 20 minutes and it's feeling pretty solid. And as I said before, another way to sort of test is obviously with the leftover parts in the bottom of the mixing bowl or the mixing container. So as you can see, pinky sill coming out there, and comes out pretty much in one piece, which is what you want, because I mean it's a mould after all that we're making, so we always want it to come out so nice and clean. Glass container, and here's the leftover components on the spoon and from the mixing container. So as you can see, nice silicone, stretchy, strong mould. Well, that's not really the mould, but that's gives you an idea as to how you can test that the mould itself is coming together. Okay, well let's reveal our little mould. So it's really, I guess, almost a reverse of what we did when we put the mould together in the first place. So it's our putty container, because like everything we do at Love My Stuff, we love to consider the environment and try and recycle and bring new life to things out there. So we'll just put our putty back in for our next little project, and carefully take the mould, or the mould box if you like, apart. So pretty simple process. We'll just take the clamps off, and that'll enable us to take each of the four walls away. So again, just gently manoeuvre that out. As you can see, that's all good there. And just do that with each of the other sides. So again, a little bit of putty on there, but not much. Just gently take that out. And here's the putty that we put in the corners to make sure that they didn't leak. So same on this side, and the last side here. So all we need to do is take or reclaim that putty for our next project off each corner, and it comes away fairly cleanly. Okay, so what we're left with is basically the silicone and our little project that we moulded underneath. So we'll just gently lever this off the ceramic tile that we've used as the base, and hopefully when we turn it over we will see, so there's a little bit of stuff here that we'll need to trim off. We will see the putty, which is the underside of the item that we've just taken the mould of. So once again we'll reclaim all of that putty for another little project. And some of the little bit of residue pinky sill that's sort of covering the mould, that'll just come away. So it'll either come away just by pulling away, or we'll trim that up just to make it nice and clean before we start to use the mould to take some castings of our little projects. So there we are, we're just about all clear of the putty that we put in there. And then it's literally just a case of demoulding that, which is pretty much the process that we use to, when we're casting one of these with some resin. One of the things that I like to use just to help trim it and tidy it up is just a little scalpel that we use to just sort some of these things out. So, and it's fairly easy. It's just gently trim around the edges, and that just cleans it up so that it's a bit easier to use when you're casting your moulds and so on. Keeps it fairly, that doesn't go in there, that goes in there. Keeps it fairly tidy. So, but you can see the effect that it has, with even with the putty there. The silicone does find its way in little areas, but as I say, it's no big deal because very easy to just gently trim that up and give you a good quality outcome. Now, the one thing about the moulds is once you've made them, you can get a lot of use out of them. You just keep them clean after each use, just tidy them up and get any residue resin out of it, and it's pretty much ready to go. I know with the number of the moulds that we've used, we've managed to get, oh gee, it's not unusual to probably make 50 or more castings before the mould starts to see the signs of wear and tear. So as long as you look after them, you should get lots of life from your mould and provide lots of creative opportunities to create wonderful shabby chic and, well, from our perspective, shabbylicious items. So there we go, a couple of little bits of pieces of putty around, but we can clean that up a little more thoroughly at our leisure. Okay, now basically just time to take the item out, and it's just your typical demoulding process. We just gently break the tension at the edges and just pop your item out. And so there you go, there's the original, and we'll just clean that up a little bit and trim those edges and so on, and then we've got a wonderful serviceable mould to make all sorts of appliques or appliques, tomato, for your creations. So there you go. Again, just clean that up and just get all those little pieces of residue out of there, little pieces of putty and so on, and that's ready to go. So that's how easy it is. Literally anything that you see and you think, wow, that would look great on, a hutch, or that would look great on, a coffee table or something like that. That's what you can do. So probably that's about all I need to tell you in terms of the process, apart from being safe here. So just a quick recap, just to refresh your memory. Find a piece of inspiration. In this case, it was a nice little picture frame with a beautiful carving on the top there that we decided that that would look fantastic on a whole range of bees creations. So we decided to take a mould of that. To do that, we took that off and used the mould box. So that's a large ceramic tile. Placed it on there with the putty on the back, and then boxed it up using our mould box. Puttied up the sides so to keep it nice and watertight. We then measured up the size of the mould area that we were going to fill, so that we could work out how much of the pinky sill that we needed. As I said, we used the Barnes product, but the pinky sill, which is just that part A and part B, to work out the volume that we needed. In this case, it was 20 centimetres by 10 centimetres by 3 centimetres deep, which gave us the volume, which is 600 millilitres. And then literally just mixed up the two parts in a mix, or in this case a glass mixing jar, and mixed it really well so that it was a nice pink colour, bubblegum sort of colour, and made sure all the air bubbles were out of it as much as we could, and then pour it high. Well, actually you don't get high, you just pour it from a height, Again, the thin stream as it pours down gets all the air bubbles out, or most of the air bubbles out, and just let that settle and cure. In this sort of climate here, around about 21 degrees Celsius, it took about 20 minutes, and then demold it as I've just shown you, and that gives you a nice mould that once it's just cleaned up a little bit with a little bit of soap and water and so on, will provide you with many castings that you can then use on your furniture creations. So it's as easy as that. Okay, well, if you've enjoyed what you've seen today, feel free to check out our other videos. We've got lots of other videos on inspirations and Shabalicious tales of some of these creations and so on. And there's plenty more to come. We're planning on trying to get videos up every week, either showcasing new creations or some little ideas for inspiration or tips and tricks to enable you to be creative and fully self-expressed as a lover of Shabalicious. So until next time, stay shabby.